product management has always tried to have a close relationship with their end customers. But I think that being really great at doing unbiased research and a variety of unbiased research, I think is really a key aspect that product managers maybe have not focused on as much. Because, especially like when I was at Microsoft, we had a separate design team, we had a user research team. And so a lot of what we would do, what I would do today, where we think a lot about kind of the research that we're doing, it was very separated from me. I could listen in on some of these things, but I wasn't given the ability to actually participate as much as I probably wanted, should have. I didn't realize I should have. So like honing all these abilities to ask unleading questions, honing these abilities to just let people talk about things, to really like where to ask for more information. And then the other side of research is really being great at doing synthesis and organization of that information. And so something that I think we still haven't gotten right at Philosophy, and we do lots of research, right, is that there's like different companies that are trying to attack this as well. But just like, how do you collect all this information so that later you can reference it? So one of the tools we use at Philosophy, we use something called a rainbow sheet. And basically a rainbow sheet is really just, it's a technique for collecting observations. And so there's a raw format, which is really just like whatever happens, you just write down. And then there's a list of things that we're looking for that either happened or didn't. And so what you're looking for is when you talk to like 5 different people, say, you'll see a pattern that for this thing, no one got it. For this thing, everybody got it, right? And so it's really like a quantifiable way to understand this. But the problem is that for every week we do research, we have another rainbow sheet. And then, we try to synthesize it into kind of user research reports, which we then share with the client. And that's where we do the synthesis about what did we learn? What does that mean for the future? But I really think like there needs to be more around how all this is organized. And we keep everything on, say, Google Drive, right? Some people could keep it on Dropbox or wherever. But it's just, you then are depending on kind of like basic text search to find past times that something came up. So I think like that, there's still something there that like that skill set around collecting all that information and then synthesizing it into a way that is kind of like future accessible and doing that is really hard. I don't think it's easy by any sense, but it's something that if people can get good at that, I think that's really helpful, especially when you're talking about, when you have products that are lasting years and years, you want to understand how things have changed as time has gone on, right? Like, how does this customer now think about things versus the way they used to think about things? Because you need to now make changes in the way your product works. And that could mean revamping, which I think is always a bad idea, by the way. But like, it could also mean like this feature doesn't mean the same thing anymore, right? Like to this person. And so how do you know that context, rather than just, oh, we did the wrong feature? That's not true. You did the right feature for the time, probably. It's just that things have changed. So I don't know what the right way is yet. And that's something, I don't know, maybe another like side thing I've been thinking about is like, how do we build the right tools to allow for this? But there's a company called Optimal Workshop, I think. They have a tool called Reframer, which is supposed to do this type of collection. And we're experimenting with that a little bit. It doesn't do everything we want. But again, like, it's probably better than just a bunch of Google Sheets, but maybe not. Like they have some interesting visualizations of things, SenseMaker, which is the cognitive edge, Dave Snowden, Kinevin thing, does some interesting stuff around collection of that as well. So I don't know, there's a lot of things that are out there, but there's not anything that really does it great yet, I don't think.